What's up, everybody? My name is Randy Bruce Ziegelman, and I just got back from my local Regal cinema, and I sat in the theater for almost 7 hours watching the Glicked double feature. And if you guys don't know what Glicked is, do you remember Barbenheimer last year when we had Barbie and Oppenheimer releasing on the exact same day? Well, this year we had Glicked, where Wicked and Gladiator 2 were releasing on the exact same day. Two movies that couldn't be different. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, I had 10 times more fun watching Glicked than I did watching Barbenheimer, because I loved Oppenheimer. I did not like Barbie. That was the problem. But man, Glicked is a whole nother beast. And we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about both movies here in this video. So if you are watching, go ahead and hit that like button at some point throughout and subscribe to the channel, as we're going to have more of these videos coming to you guys. Every time I go see a new movie, I plan on doing a review. Maybe if I go back and watch some classic movies, I'll do a review on them. We'll do some fun videos here and there. But yeah, I'm recording this literally right after getting home. I sat in the theater from 5 p.m. and didn't get out of the theater until midnight. So my butt is sore. It is raw at the moment, TMI. But I wouldn't have had it any other way. So without further ado, let's just get into Wicked. Let's start with Wicked. That's how I started this night, because last year I started with Oppenheimer and then did Barbie afterwards. Terrible idea. If you guys ever do a double feature, start with the more energetic movie first and then go to the more dramatic action-packed thriller, because what happened is, after sitting through 3 hours of Oppenheimer, by the time we got to Barbie, our minds were just so blown and in a dark space. After Oppenheimer, we had no energy left for Barbie. Whereas if you start with the energetic movie first, that energy carries over into the second 3-hour movie that you have to sit through. So we decided, me, my friends, and my mom actually went too, that we were going to start with Wicked. And obviously, if you guys have seen my TikTok, my Instagram, any of my social medias, you guys know that I've been super excited for Wicked. I've been so excited that I've been tweeting so much that someone from the New York Times actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted to do an interview, basically sharing my excitement for the film. And my excitement just comes from, one, I love Ariana Grande. Two, the trailers have looked incredible. The music has sounded great. I knew this was going to be a really top-notch film. I've never even seen the musical. I've never seen Wicked. It's one of those musicals that just never crossed my eyesight. And I didn't really know anything about the song, so I was going in completely blinded. And first off, I had to start with this bad boy. I got the Beetlejuice popcorn bucket, and now I think I'm an official popcorn bucket collector, because look at this. This is my second, and I'm obsessed. So we've got Glinda and Elphaba here. We've got the Wicked symbol. Again, Glinda and Elphaba looking on the Emerald City. And then we have, the Oz symbol. And what's really cool about this, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to turn this off, turn my ring light off. Now, let me see if I can find it in the dark. You know what? I should have found it first. I am so blind. You see that? There we go. I'll just use it. Look at this. It lights up. This thing is $35 at Regal. And it is just the coolest thing ever. So that is how I started the night. Wow, it kind of looks cool, actually in the light too. I had to start with this. I had to get this first. I like this more than the Beetlejuice one, I'm not gonna lie. So this is how the night started, and it just went up from here, because Wicked was everything that we hoped for. Everything that, readers of the books hope for, everything that Broadway fans hope for, everything that people like me who were going in completely open-minded and didn't know what to expect, everything that we hoped for. I don't even know where to start. The choreography, for one, if you watch these musical numbers play out, just pay attention to the movement by the cast and the dancers. Absolutely incredible. I wish I looked up, like I'm doing this just on my mind right now, like kind of initial reactions almost. I'm not looking up, I'm awful with names, so I'm sorry if I'm going to forget a name of any of the actors or actresses that I talk about. But the choreography was incredible. Whoever orchestrated that, whoever was in charge of that, great job. John M. Chu directing, fabulous. I don't think he's going to get nominated, but I think he deserves to be nominated because the way he took the story was incredible. The coloring, I heard a lot of people talk about how the coloring was off. I thought it was fine. I thought it was colorful. I thought it was vibrant. I thought it matched what the Emerald City, what this Oz universe is supposed to look like. And the actresses and the actors, the performers. I didn't even know Peter Dinklage is in this movie. He was the GOAT professor, which is a side story that I care so much about. I don't want to spoil too much. But I didn't even know that was Peter Dinklage. And I love that man. And once I found that out, I was like, I should have known that immediately from the voice. And I beat myself up over it. Ariana Grande, a lot of people have mixed feelings on her. I obviously love her. She's like my celebrity crush. Ari, love you, girl. But a lot of people really don't like her. And they were going in with that mindset. And then I heard some people come out and be like, I can't stand Ariana Grande, but she should be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. And I agree. She absolutely nailed this role. And I love that for her because she's always dreamt about being Glinda. And the fact that she actually got to portray this character that she has dreamed about. And she killed it. You can tell she cared because she knocked it out of the park. Every scene she was in, her emotional control, like she proved to the doubters that she can go out there and act, and she is a fabulous actress. And you love, however you feel about Ariana Grande, you have to love seeing her get back out there and do this because it's what she's always wanted to do. She's always wanted to get back to doing Broadway. So I was so happy for her. Cynthia Erivo. Girl, incredible performance from her as Elphaba. I mean, those notes that she hit, they were oh my gosh. I was sitting in the theater and I was like chills, especially when they ended on Defying Gravity and she finally hit the oh my gosh, she was so good. I mean, Jeff Goldblum is Jeff Goldblum. Killed it as the Wizard, Michelle Yeoh. Incredible. I mean, this movie was just really good. And it's going to get nominated. It is. I think the art department's going to get nominated. I think like costume, makeup. I definitely think those are shoo-ins for nominations. I would not be surprised if Ariana got nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I just saw something that she is listed as the second favorite right now to win that award, and I would love that for her. Cynthia Erivo, I think she should get nominated as well for Best Lead Actress. There's just so many good performances this year. I don't know if she quite makes it in, but I would love to see it. I gave this film 5 out of 5 stars, and it is currently listed as the second best movie I've seen this year. I still don't think it's better than Dune. By golly, I think it's got the best popcorn bucket that I've bought. Well, granted, I've only bought 2, but I still don't think it's better than Dune 2. But it was close, and it was an incredible movie. The scene that really stuck out to me is there's a scene where Glinda finally realizes that Elphaba is just hiding her emotion and everyone is just laughing at her and she's really trying to do her best in life. And the two connect over a dance at a party. And that's the scene that I think should get them both nominated. Cynthia's control of her emotion, just being able to cry at the most perfect time, and Ariana using her eyes to really tell the story. That scene was so powerful, and that was the best scene that I saw outside of the final 10 minutes or so. That just leaves you wanting more. You leave the theater being like, why can't we get part 2 right now? And I promise you, I'll be seeing part 2 on opening night again. But just the chemistry between Cynthia and Ari was so apparent, and you could tell that they are like real life sisters. And it was incredible. I was smiling throughout the entire time. There were so many good scenes, and every time the movie seemed like it was slowing down, there was a scene that grasped you just like that. And I haven't even mentioned Jonathan Bailey, who everyone freaks out about, and also did an incredible job. So awesome telling of the musical, and I know why everyone is leaving happy. Now, on the flip side of that, the second part of the doubleheader, which started at 9 o'clock, luckily we got to have some dinner beforehand because I went with some friends. So we got to, go over to Qdoba. We had an hour to kind of kill before the start of Gladiator 2, and we had to get our mind ready for that. I had never seen the original Gladiator up until this week, and I watched it, obviously, before going to see Gladiator 2, and I didn't know what to expect because the first Gladiator is a fantastic film. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. You can tell the acting is incredible, cinematography is great at the time, the choreography and the fight scenes are great. But it was a drag to get through. So it was so hard for me to grade because I was like, I want to give this a high score because everything is terrific about the film itself, but it's not for me because it was just, I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, how much longer do we have to go in this movie? So I didn't know what to expect with the second one. It had obviously a lot of actors who I am fond of. It had Pedro Pascal. It had Paul Mescal. It had Denzel Washington. It had a few characters returning, and Ridley Scott, you did it again. I was so worried because with Barbenheimer, you had one fantastic movie and one movie that I didn't think was that great. And I was also worried that I wouldn't enjoy this because it's later in the night. I just sat through a movie. I'm probably going to get bored sitting through another 3-hour movie. I have enough energy that I could see another movie right now because of how great both these films were. Denzel Washington, that's all I gotta say. That's what I've been saying everywhere that I post my review. Denzel Washington is the real deal. And you're probably sitting there like, duh, no crap, no beep. He proves in this why he is one of the greatest actors of all time, and arguably the greatest actor of all time, because he steals the show. His portrayal of, and I don't remember their name, so excuse me, his portrayal of his character just ran circles around everyone else in both films tonight. Like every scene he was in, he dominated the screen. He dominated the script. He controlled the tempo. Every single time he was on camera, he had you in awe. Everyone did great in this. The battle scenes are what you expect, and I actually enjoyed this one more than the original. I'm a little bit biased. I know nostalgia gets people a lot of times when they're looking back at the original, and they're like, you can't beat the original Gladiator. I think this one does, because the technology is better, the CGI is better. I think the choreography was better. Every fight scene was, it was like that, and it was gruesome, but it never felt over the top in the fight scenes. Much like the first one, it felt like you were watching an actual gladiator battle go down. I know my friend Damien who went, he said the first one was more historically accurate. I would agree with that. There's a scene in this, it's a really cool scene where they fill the Colosseum up with water and they're having ships battle in the Colosseum. That was a little over the top. Just a little. But other than that, everything felt incredible. It was kind of the same telling of the first story in a different way. But Ridley Scott was also able to combine the two movies, which are 24 years apart, in a way that makes sense. Complete sense. And it's almost like it felt like they had this sequel planned for a minute, a hot minute. And it felt like this was always the plan to do it this way. That's how well it fit together. I don't want to spoil. There's a lot of shocks. There's a lot of shocking moments in this one where you go, oh, well, wait, that makes sense. No way. And I don't want to spoil any of that for you guys, but it was really good how they tied it together. I mean, I personally enjoyed the final battle of the film. I thought it takes place in a river. I think it's incredible. I think the way they wrapped up the story was great. Joseph Quinn was in it as well. Didn't even mention Joseph Quinn. He was phenomenal. Yeah, it was a great way to end the night. I mean, everything that I say about this film is just Denzel Washington, Denzel Washington, Denzel Washington. It's that terrific. Yeah, he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. I liked it more than the first one. I gave this one 5 out of 5, which is crazy to me. I gave both movies tonight 5 out of 5 stars. And it was one of the best movies, or it was one of the best times I've had at a cinema, seeing back-to-back films. Usually when you do that, one of the films is like, at best, and the other one might be good to great, but not like perfect. I felt like in each movie, each film in their own way was perfect tonight. Obviously, I'm not judging Wicked on the same scale that I'm judging Gladiator 2. They're two different genres of films. They're both trying to do something else. But in their own way, each film was perfect. You got to go see these films in theater. You got to go to your local theater, see these movies, because they are both great, and save the theaters. I'm always for, just go to the movie theater and see them. So you see I wore pink today. Forgot to shout that out. I wore pink for the pink that I had for Wicked. But yeah, that 5 out of 5 for Wicked, 5 out of 5 for Gladiator 2. I go home with a nice popcorn bucket, and I love it. But other than that, that is my full review for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I've got more content on the way for you guys. And until next time, I'll catch you at the cinema.